Hey everybody, come on in here. Yes, it's Purple on Purple Day. I got the memo. It's a purple memo day. I don't have any water. Uh-oh. Hey Patrice, Chelsea, Deborah. I'm looking through my looking glass. Melanie, Jennifer. There's Liz. Happy birthday to Liz. Today's Liz's birthday. Denise, Brandy, if I miss somebody, I'm sorry. Kathleen. Yeehaw. Sherry. Today is, let me think. I've been working on Friday, so I've got to get my head on straight. Friday. Today is Tuesday. And it's our day to sort of plan and play. What's next week going to be like? What's the rest of this week's going to be like if you've forgotten to do that? Yes, we do procrastinate a little. So let's think about, what's the rest of this week's going to happen. What's going to happen the rest of this week. And I got to sneeze. Excuse me. Whew. Anyway, so what's going to happen the rest of this week? Tomorrow is anti-procrastination day. So what have you been putting off that you need to get done? Thursday, we're going to run a few errands. What errands can you? Tomorrow, I'm getting my hair cut. Yep, it's getting a little bit shaggy, and I want to look good. But I got an appointment at the end of every month, and I have made it through the end of the year. And I think tomorrow I will make it through the end of the next year, so I can get them all on the calendar, and I don't have to worry about looking like a shaggy dog. Anyway, so let's think about what we can get done tomorrow and what errands we can run on Thursday so we don't have to run them on Saturday, because this is a busy weekend. Did you know it's a holiday weekend? And we might talk about some fun things to do this weekend. So if you're going to barbecue out, let's get our grocery list started. What do you got to have? We've already got some brats in the house and some burgers. So we are good. I always have the makings for my baked beans on hand. So we are good to go. So what about all of you? Do you know what you're cooking this weekend? Monday is Labor Day. It's the official end of summer. For those of us in the Southeast, it's the official beginning of hurricane season. So do you have your little emergency papers in your bag ready to go if you need to go, or copies of them? Do you have do you have your go bag ready so you could evacuate in a moment's notice? Those things are all important. Football. It is football season. I forgot how wonderful football season can be. So football season is upon us. I like college football. I've never been a pro football fan except when my friend was the general manager for the New York Giants. And he's not the general manager anymore, so I won't be following the New York Giants. Anyway, so let's get some things done. We got the rest of the week. I'm going to be going to see my sister, and we're going to have some fun together. Yes, Liz, it's Liz's birthday today. Yeehaw. Her husband's cooking her dinner. She wanted steak and shrimp. Yum. Okay, so does anybody have any questions? We've got a new month coming up, the new month of September. We have a new habit we're practicing, and that habit is our before bed routine. So what is our before bed routine? What is it all about? Well, Get you a piece of paper and start writing this stuff down. The first thing you got to do, your before bed routine can start any time of the day. So we're going to pick out our clothes for tomorrow. But in order to do that, we kind of need to know what the weather's going to be tomorrow. So we need to check the weather on our phones to see, if it's going to be rainy, if we need to have our boots on, our pretty rain boots, and have a raincoat ready. Do we need what's the weather going to be? Is it going to be cool in the morning and get warm in the afternoon? Do you need to layer up? We always need to layer up in the mountains. So starting with a short sleeve shirt or a tank and then another shirt over it makes it easy to peel off those layers as it gets warmer during the day. Then, another thing about your before bed routine is clean up after dinner. If you've made a mess in your kitchen, you didn't put the hot soapy water in your kitchen sink when you got started. I'll bet money on it. Because that makes cleanup so much easier when you do that. Start with a sink full of hot soapy water when you cook, and then drop your dishes. Don't drop knives in there, you'll get cut. But drop your dishes into the sink of hot water as you're cooking, and then they're easy to wash. It's like pre-soaking. Another thing you do for your before bed routine is you can pick out your clothes anytime during the day. Some people, when they do the laundry, and that's our habit this month, some people when they do the laundry, they put a little note card with a hole in it over the hook on the hanger and make a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can pick your clothes out as you do the laundry with them. So if you wore clothes on Tuesday, and when you wash them tomorrow, label them Tuesday, and then you're good to go. What's another thing we do for our before bed routine? We have to shine our sinks. We want to go to bed with a shiny sink. Now, that doesn't mean you get up in the morning fussing because your sink's not shining and somebody's put dirty dishes in it. That means you shine your sink and everything's put away so that your sink is empty. And if somebody puts a dirty dish in it, wonderful. Thank them. Thank them. Give them all the kudos in the world because the dishes aren't all over the house. You don't have to go searching for your dishes because they're all in your sink or your dirty dish disposal unit. One of the things I like to do as part of my before bed routine is as soon as I get through in the kitchen, I run the dishwasher. I don't care if it's full or not. I run the dishwasher because I need a place to put those dirty dishes. And I not only run the dishwasher for dirty dishes, we feed the dogs some canned food. So we have got aluminum cans. And I can't stand to put dirty aluminum cans in the recycling. So I run the aluminum cans through the dishwasher too. And that makes them clean and fresh smelling. In fact, I have stripped all the labels off the cans and they're all in where the dog food stays. So you don't even have to peel the labels off anymore. You just run them through the dishwasher. And it makes it easy for us. Let's see. What else is part of our before bed routine? Check your calendar. Yes, let's check our calendar. And if you don't have this calendar yet, get it now. We got a coupon code that gives you 20% off. That won't last forever, but it's good through Saturday. Check your calendar to see what your appointments are. I have to get my hair cut tomorrow. It's on my calendar. It makes me happy that it's on my calendar. And I know that I have to take my lint roller with me because I have to roll all the hair off of me before I get hardly out of the chair because I can't stand it. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. Then, whatever else, if the kids have sporting things they have to do, make sure their bags are packed. Know what you've got to have. Is it band day? I was thinking about people we were in band with in high school today. And, you know, sometimes you got to take your instrument to practice. I was in marching band and I played a French horn, and I really didn't know how to play, but I was still in marching band. We needed placeholders, and I learned how to play a little bit, but whoo, I was a nervous wreck. But you got to gather all that stuff up, and what do you do with it? You put it on your launch pad. Now, your launch pad is an area in your home that you have to walk past to go out to the car, to get in the car to leave. And it's where you put things. So you can get on Pinterest and find all kinds of launch pads. I don't know if they call them launch pads, but you can find lots of ideas for launch pads. Even if it's just a 3M, a big command hook that you can hang backpacks on, that you can, because those things can go back on the launch pad as soon as homework's done, ready to go. Do you have to have a different pair of shoes every day? I mean, I'm going to start my day in my lace-up shoes, but if I've got to go to some appointment where I've got to be dressed up, I may want to put a different pair of shoes on my launch pad so that I can take them with me and change before I get out of the car. So think about those things and put them on your launch pad, whether it's your workout bag with your clothes in it, your instruments that the kids have to play, whatever they need for school, their backpacks, a raincoat, umbrella, you name it, it's right there on the launch pad. And then in the morning, as you're in the kitchen getting breakfast and those things done, grab those lunches out of the refrigerator and put it on the launch pad, so you're all ready to go. Now, all of this is made possible. You know, it can be a simple hook on the wall or in a bench. That's all it is. A place to put your shoes on to get out the door. It's just a place in your house that you are going to launch out into the world from. It's that simple. It's that simple. And if you notice on the HGTV, they are putting these launch pads in houses now, just right by the front door. It's a bench. It's a place for the family calendar. It's hooks on the wall to hang backpacks and coats. And it just makes it easy for you to get out the door and not have to run around the house looking for everything. Now, you can even put a checklist up above the hook that says, here's what we need. Bing, 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 bing. Lunch, backpack, band instrument. Just think about it. Well, Jennifer, you need to put your shoes on because that's how you're going to get your house in order. You've been rebelling against putting the shoes on. And I grew up a barefoot girl, and I changed my attitude when I started getting organized. I can't do without my lace-up shoes. They empower me. They tell my head it's time to do something. They keep me from procrastinating. So, folks, put your shoes on. You heard it here first. They will change your life. And setting your timer. If you haven't been using a timer because you don't think you need to use a timer, and you got timers on your phone and you don't need a timer, this one is loud. This one will get your attention. This one will help you more than anything you could ever try on your phone, because we walk away from our phones. This is one of the reasons I love having my Apple Watch. It's right there. I don't have to have my phone right on me. You know, sure enough, when you go to the bathroom, the phone's going to ring. And if you don't have your phone with you, you can't answer. I can answer with my watch. And then the other day I learned something. If you're within 10 meters of your phone, say you have an accident and it's in the car and it goes slinging across the way, when you're in this accident. All you have to do is hold down this little button on the side right here for 5 seconds. And guess what it does? It calls 911. I did it by accident the other day. I didn't mean to. I was changing out my watch band, and it called 911. And I had to tell them who I was and that I was sorry that I had accidentally called them. I didn't even know it would do it. But I'm so glad to know that it works that way now. I can see my announcements, my Twitter feed from the people I follow, and text messages and messenger messages. I can see all that on here. I don't really read those things on here because it's really too small. But I have this on me. And I can answer the phone if I need to. If I'm in the bathroom or if I've stepped outside. Okay, does anybody have any questions? If you've got some questions, I'll be glad to answer it. If not, I've got stuff to do. How about you? This has been a short message. Anybody have any questions today? We're going to be, practicing our before bed routine. Now, the most important part of your before bed routine is to establish a bedtime. Now, I want everybody to post on here, when is your bedtime? Do you have a bedtime? I have a friend, Tammy. She texts me every night at about 2 or 3 minutes after 10 o'clock and says good night. That is her bedtime. One time it was 10:30 and I said, "You're up late." And she said, "Yeah." So, what is your bedtime? Do you know what your bedtime is? How do you get smell out of Tupperware? I would throw it away. Science project's been in it too long. I would just throw it away. I've tried everything. You can keep running it through the dishwasher over and over again, I guess. But I would just throw it away because you got too much Tupperware anyway. 11:30. If you have to get up at 6 o'clock, you're only getting 6.5 hours of sleep. 9:45, that's good. 11:30, if you have to get up at 6 o'clock, that's only 6.5 hours of sleep. We can't function on 6.5 hours of sleep. You know what happens with your child when your child doesn't get their nap out? They're grumpy. Guess what? If you don't get your 7 to 8 hours of sleep, you're going to be grumpy. And when mama's grumpy, if mama ain't happy because mama hadn't had enough sleep, the whole house suffers because she is grumpy and she didn't get enough sleep. So, folks, get your sleep. Get your sleep. If you go to bed, if you get up at 5 a.m., let's count the clock back. 11 o'clock is 6 hours. If you get up at 5 a.m., you need to go to bed at 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock at the latest. So, folks, let's get our sleep. Because what happens when we don't get our sleep? Not only are we grumpy, but we're trying to push too much caffeine through our system. We're trying to, push too hard. And when we feel bad and we're trying to fill this caffeine, we get fidgety. Get your sleep. Getting sleep is going to help your metabolism. Getting sleep is going to get rid of stress levels. And you might not be able to move your sleep time up all at once. You're going to lay in bed for 2 hours. Think about doing 30 minutes each week. So if you're used to going to bed at 11:30, then let's move it back to 11 o'clock. That's doable when it might not be doable to go to bed at 10 o'clock. after you've been going to bed at 11:30. You might do it one night, but you're going to lay there. So practice going to bed a little bit earlier each night, and you will find out that you can change your bedtime. We have a new puppy. We've had a new puppy since January. And this new puppy has us on a different sleep schedule. We're going to bed before midnight. And we get up about 8 o'clock. Except this morning, she pounces on me. She wants somebody to play with at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I got pounced on. And when she pounced on me, she didn't mean to, but it startled me and it knocked the breath out of me. Not that she knocked the breath out of me, but I gasped and made a terrible noise and woke myself up. So I need to get ahead I need to go to bed so that I can get up 15 minutes before the puppy wakes up, because I don't like to be startled awake. I don't like to have an alarm clock wake me up. I don't like any of that. So everybody, know what your bedtime is and stick to it. Stick to it. And try to get between 7 and 8 hours of sleep every night. You know, we can do this. We really can. Don't tell me that's the only time you get to be alone. Don't tell me that, because it's not fun. It's not fun for you, because you have got to go to bed so you can get up 15 minutes before the flow of the family. You're going to feel better. They're going to feel better because mama will be happy and all's well in the neighborhood. So be thinking about what we're going to talk about for the whole month of September. I know we can't talk about, just before bed routine every day. That's going to drive us nuts. Do we want to talk about, do we want to go back on talking about low carb and doing that stuff? Come up with a different topic. Maybe we get a head start on our paper clutter, because boy, do we have paper clutter. And the paper clutter is going to be coming in to the house every day with people coming in from school. And let's, piggyback on this before bed routine and think about the things we can do in the afternoon as we get home from work and school. It's going to help you. You don't have to wait till right after dinner to get ready for tomorrow. You can start as soon as you get home. Menu planning, that's a good one, because menu planning actually saves us a lot of money. And we have the calendars priced right now where you can, I match the calendar. We have them priced where you can get a calendar just to do your menu planning on. And guess what? Once you start menu planning, I gave a mission last night on one of the things I was getting ready for the next few days. But it was set your timer for 2 minutes and get a package of Post-it notes, and one right after the other, start writing down as many meals as you possibly can on Post-it notes. And then just do it for 2 minutes. And I bet you can come up with so many menus and not repeat them. I bet you can come up with 5 weeks worth. And the only thing you would repeat would be pizza, because the kids love pizza and tacos. So this basic weekly plan of having Taco Tuesday and Pizza Friday, that gets 2 meals out of the way. Then you got 5 meals to fill in. And 1 can be leftovers. So that's 3 meals out of the way. So then you got 4 to do. See? We can do this. We can do this. And my Farmer's Almanac tweet just popped up, and from all things that I'm seeing in nature and on the Farmer's Almanac, we're going to have a bad winter. And I'm in the South. And if we have a bad winter, no telling what it's going to be for the rest of the country. I'm in the mountains though. But we got to get prepared. We need our pantry stocked, and getting our pantry stocked is going to help us get through the holidays, be able to handle any kind of stuck in the house because you can't get out because of snow or flooding. I live up on a mountain, and our roads can flood down below us, and we might not be able to get out of the house for 2 or 3 days. Our bridge has been underwater just right here at the house. So we have to be able to cook something. And I've always got meals in the pantry. I've always got meals in the freezer. And I put together, I got these dishes that I can put whole meals together. And it makes it good. So menu planning is going to save you money. And guess what else it's going to do? It's going to save you money when it comes to Christmas time. Because in November, usually what we do in November, we do menu planning, but we try to cook out of our freezers and our refrigerators and our pantry so we don't have to buy stuff. And we can get stocked up on the things we like to do at Christmas, like bake cookies. That's one of the things I like to do, is bake batches of cookies. And it's fun. And then that way, you've got the flour and the brown sugar and the sugar and everything you need. And you can buy most of the things you need for your holiday meals for Thanksgiving and Christmas. You can get a lot of it ahead of time except your fresh produce. So let's get our pantry stocked. Let's use up the food that, if we do this once in a year, we know that our food in our pantry and our freezers and refrigerators is only a year old. This past weekend, my son's refrigerator went out. The defrost timer failed and he's working on it, but he lost a bunch of frozen food because it just gets ruined. It overheats. Let's utilize the tools we have in our house, our one pots and our crock pots, our slow cookers, and even our bread machines. Let's get them out and let's use them. And let's get some food made of what we've got in the house. So everybody, let's get some things done. I love you all, and I will talk to you tomorrow. I don't know what time it's going to be yet, but I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Love you all. See you later.